Hi, AJ Martinez here with BlankTV, and we are at Rock the Ship 2019, 15th anniversary for Pirate Press, and I'm with Bar Stool Preachers.
How's it going? We're on a boat.
We have Bungle, bassist over there, TJ, vocalist, and sometimes acoustic guitar.
Sometimes acoustic guitar.
And we got Gibbs, man with the 6 string. And guys, we spoke last 2018. Brazzy Graverno came out.
Park?
Yeah,
on the lawns, right? We watched the geese and had a beautiful romantic
sunny
That's right by the river. That was it.
Yes, yeah. August 2018, Brazzy Graverno came out.
That was
you
it.
guys have been touring like crazy. Muddy Ballstone, Counting Souls, Interrupters. Killing it.
All those since. That Bouncing Souls tour came that same night that we hung out that first time. Yeah, Pete was in the crowd and he saw us and he was like, these guys, I want to take them on tour. So yeah, he kind of stole us that night.
That's awesome. Now, what's been the most memorable show for you so far?
I can't remember what happened breakfast that night. I think for me, some of the places we got to play on the last run, Chicago, Detroit, some of these cities that had such a steeped musical history, to be able to tread those boards was pretty damn special. Like this weekend's great, and Pirate Press Records have done some amazing things with the amount of bands they've been able to put together. But I would say like some of that Midwest run with Bouncing Souls was up there.
And we've also just done like Pacific Northwest as well. We haven't been there before, so we did like Seattle, Portland, which are really cool cities.
Yeah.
It was wicked.
Yeah, the drive from Reno to Seattle as well, like in the fall, we don't get that. Where we come from is this little, it's like Alcatraz but bigger. It's this big grey island where nothing really happens.
We rated it definitely like probably our favourite drive.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
For
me, it was. I can't speak for
top
you, but top 5. I mean, you've got to find a balance there. You know what I mean?
Well, at least the Autobahn, you got no speed limits. So that's
No,
a great drive.
it depends.
Which part you're on?
Yeah, exactly. And how early in the morning it is. Exactly.
So I saw you guys were in the studio.
Yep.
What's going on?
Musical sharks, man. We're just not slowing down. Absolutely. We just wrote 38 new songs.
38?
Yeah. And then we
When?
picked.
You guys have been touring the whole time.
Then. We're in the same. A van is a moving room, right? And we've got our guitars in the back, so we just pick it up. So we always do new stuff during not swearing nowadays. I'm gonna do an improved version. We always like do new material during sound checks and that sort of stuff anyway, and try them out. And because we've got so many writers in the band and so many like competent musicians, it's really easy for us to go, this is an idea I've got, it's in A, what do you guys fancy doing something melodic around the edges? And so we wrote 38, and then with a really bizarre democratic process, we picked our favourite 20. That was St. Louis.
St. Louis, yeah.
St. Louis.
More's been done on less.
Yeah, more's been done on our less.
Wars have been caused.
So we voted for our top 20, and then recently we went in with James Bragg, who's a fantastic producer in the UK, to do 20 demos in 8 days. So we got in a big live room and kind of all slept in the same bed for 8 days and just got that live feeling and that real heart to the recordings, which, you know, we love Brazzy Graverno, we love Blatant Propaganda, like both our first and second album, we adore them, they're our babies, but they were missing that thing that people seem to get from the Preachers live show. You know, they were missing that extra little bit of rough, that extra little bit of heart, and doing them all live really sort of helped us to sort of capture some of that.
We're on the USS Hornet. This is Rock the Ship Fest, and Bar Stool Preachers are part of it. Sparrer, Subhumans, Street Dogs played today. The Drowns, a bunch of others.
And huge territories, absolutely. I mean, huge shout out to Skippy and the Pirate Express crew. Like, thank you so much, not just for us, but for putting it on. I can't remember the last time I was in the company of some of my best friends, my family, some of my favourite bands of all time, some of the most respected musicians in my eyes. They've really pulled them all together for this one thing, and it shows how much love and how much growth Pirate Express Records has done over the course of the last 15 years to be able to do something like this. You know, it's huge.
Yeah, Wes and I actually were talking about this. We've been around other bands and label mates and everything, and just being part of the press for this whole experience. Never have we ever felt so welcome amongst people, and we're not even a part of it. We're just
You are,
spectators.
man.
Well, but we're being treated as such. So how is it being part of such a fantastic label?
I think that everyone sees the Bar Stool Preachers as a band that can kind of do anything at any time. I know Skippy definitely sees that. So we've played 3 shows this weekend. We've brought the party to every one of the after shows, and I think tonight we're at the Starline Social Club again. Big shout out to the crew there. You guys have been great. So I think everybody kind of just like can really readily identify how diverse the band is, and if it's a punk lineup, we're going to go down well, and if it's a reggae lineup, we're going to go down well, and if it's a rock and roll lineup, it doesn't really matter where you put us. So whilst we're not playing the actual ship today, we've kind of been like the backstop of the whole weekend. So it's been great to be a part of.
Now, in this past time, any difficulties that you guys have overcome, or anything you've learned new that you had to
Absolutely. So we actually recently parted ways with a member of the band. We tour so much, and we're at the point now where the career is just starting to turn into a career and jump off. And unfortunately, that's not for everybody. So so we just did that. We're trying out a couple of guitarists over the last couple of tours. Again, I'm really lucky. These guys are so good at what they do that anyone that comes in has an easier job to go along with. So there's been some, as with any family, any job, any group of friends, we've had some problems over the last year. We're not holding ourselves up as any different to any other band at the moment, apart from the fact that we care a lot more than most other bands that you've seen. But we've had our problems, we've had our trials and tribulations. But I think the making of any person or any group or any dynamic is, it ain't about how you get hit, it's how you get up.
It's not necessarily about the problems that are in front of you, it's how you deal with them.
A touring band comes up with loads of problems every day, whether it's he's stolen my pants or whether it's Travis putting diesel in a petrol car. So
Shout
I mean,
out
like
to Travis.
big love, Trav. There's always going to be adversity, but again, it's not about the things that go wrong. It's how you carry on.
That sounds like you're learning from that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
Have you ever been down by love before? Have you ever?
Now, I was talking to Skippy earlier, and he, like everybody else, loves you guys. But what I asked is, as relationships go, being a band is a relationship, and you have to compromise.
Yep.
But the Bar Stool Preachers message is not compromising. You guys are all welcoming. However, you have a stance. Why don't you explain that stance?
Absolutely. I mean, do you want to grab it?
Just don't be a dick. Just look after each other.
It's pretty easy. Yeah.
And this place is hard. This world is hard with the amount of shit that goes on and the stuff that people have got to endure day by day. And it's just the BSP community is it's open arms for everyone unless you're a hindrance and
causing problems. Yeah.
Unless you are part of the direct problem that makes people want to have a community basis, then
It took people a couple of years, didn't it, to identify, because we are all welcoming. We genuinely want to make sure that everyone in our community is raised at the same time that we are, and anyone that knows the Preachers knows the charity work we do, and the positive social movement that we always try and promote. So I mean, it was kind of hard for people to get that we were hardline anti-fascists, hardline, anti-misogyny, everything that is isolating and divisive in the modern punk scene. We just don't have any time for it. As Gibbsy kind of hit the nail on the head, there's enough stuff in the world right now, living in propagated systems of hate. Listen to mass media on a daily basis that makes you feel bad, looking at your bank balance and realizing that everything you own you're still in debt for. All of that's hard enough without some geezer coming to your show and throwing down because he doesn't like the colour of your skin. So for us, it's very, very simple. Everyone is welcome, everyone. But as soon as you don't toe that line, as soon as you start being a problem, as soon as you start displaying anything that's divisive, we won't stand for that, and we never have.
That's great. Now, let's end this. What are you guys excited for coming up?
Oh, we've got so much coming up, man. The new songs have been really, really exciting. Everyone that's heard them is really stoked, and we're excited to see where it goes next. Who we're going to be working with, what producers, what labels, what press teams. All of this stuff is new for us.
Any ideas for album names yet, or still?
We've got a couple. I mean, we're keeping them fairly close to our chest, as you can imagine.
Working time.
I love one. Do Good Recklessly. Yeah, and it kind of stayed stuck in my head for a while. But at the same time, you know, we've got a few good song titles that we could use. We've got you know, a few good thoughts on it and stuff like that. So.
All right, any shout outs you want to give before we wrap this up?
I would love to shout out my sister Hannah, my other sister Grace. But this weekend, Hannah's done so much work at bringing everyone together. She also runs an incredible company called Outcome the Boobs, which is to normalise breastfeeding and to make mums, and especially punk rock mums, feel comfortable with breastfeeding. And she customises these shirts from scratch. It's an amazing project, an amazing company. I shouldn't say project, an amazing project, an amazing company. Shout out to Brian from the Nightbirds. Like we flipping love you, Brian.
Wired booking.
Absolutely, man. Like,
getting really good at this, not swearing.
Thank you very much. It's the family
It's the
market.
relations show, isn't it?
Exactly. So yeah, there's our press crew. We were talking about this the other day. We're one of the only bands, I think, at the moment who has a management team that we create and are part of that are all incredibly strong, powerful women. And you know, we'll shout out all of those. So Vic from Pirates Press now, but she was from Rev before. Vic is a close friend and almost like a manager to us. She does a lot of helping out. We love her. You've got Christina, you've got Vanessa from Mutiny PR, and without those we wouldn't know what the next steps were, you know. So everyone that's really come in and helped us to lay the foundations for what's going to be a really good next year and a really good career after that, you'd hope, you know. Everyone that's come into the family over the course of the last 6 months to a year.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad to call you guys friends. I'm proud of you guys, and I really hope you guys keep killing it.
Thanks,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, mate.
But with my mates here by my side, I reckon I'll find me.
You're watching BlankTV. Dangerous music for dangerous people.
Have you ever wanted to say I choose my friends over here, I choose my friends over here, I choose my friends over here?